is teaming up with Goodyear Tires to make a new kind of shoe the company says provides better stability for runners along with a supportive grip for slippery surfaces. The rubber uses a special polymer that contains soybean oil. Skechers plans to sell shoes with the Goodyear rubber technology later on this year.
That looked kind of cool, too.
Yeah.
You might call it a pipe dream that really came true for some very talented high school students.
Coming up, we'll introduce you to a pipe band that's making great music from Glendora to Glasgow.
And tonight on Eyewitness News on KDOC TV, it's an Eyewitness News exclusive. We hear from an athlete who says he was molested by a former Olympian, and there are dozens of alleged victims going back 40 years. That's tonight at 7 p.m., ABC 7 Eyewitness News on KDOC TV. We'll be right back.
The SoCal Honda Sports Report is sponsored by the SoCal Honda Dealers. It's their job to be helpful. Visit SoCalHondaDealers.com to find a helpful Honda dealer near you.
Hi, Dan. We heard you've got student debt.
It's about $22,000.
Well, SoCal Honda wants to pay off your student debt. If you can tackle that helpful Honda guy.
If I can tackle him?
Go!
Today, we help people tackle their student debt, and we can help you too with a great deal on a reliable, award-winning Honda. KBB.com's best overall brand for 2019. Right now, you can lease a 2019 HR-V Sport for just $209 a month plus tax.
You gotta be kidding me. Thank you.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
President Kennedy knew that settling for half measures wasn't good enough. So when candidates say we can't guarantee health care for all, make college affordable for all, combat climate change, or create a world at peace, remember, America is best when we strive to do big things, even when it's hard. I'm Bernie Sanders, and I approve this message.
For neighborhood safety, LA District Attorney may be the most important March election. George Gascon was DA in San Francisco. Now he's moved here to do for LA what he did for San Francisco. His record? Violent crime up, property crimes up, and vehicle thefts surged. Jackie Lacey is a tough, fair prosecutor who's earned the endorsement of public safety professionals like our deputy sheriffs, police officers, and firefighters. Jackie Lacey for DA.
He'd already taken the giving pledge to give his money to charity when this Californian walked away from his billion-dollar company for good. He drives a Chevy Volt, flies commercial, and spends his days building grassroots campaigns for social and environmental justice. Why? Tom Steyer believes every child deserves the same opportunities as his. A healthy planet, good schools, quality healthcare, living wage jobs, and life without fear of discrimination.
I'm Tom Steyer, and I approve this message.
Wake up with Eyewitness News tomorrow from 4 to 7. ABC 7's All Good News is sponsored by Dignity Health Southern California. Hello, human kindness.
It's a Scottish tradition that's caught on with students in the San Gabriel Valley, and now they are taking their passion for bagpipes all the way from Glendora to Glasgow, Scotland. In today's All Good News, Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell shows us how traditional Scottish music is hitting a high note on one campus.
Meet the Glendora High School Pipe Band. They're headed to the World Pipe Band Championships in Scotland this summer for the first time in the program's 36-year history.
Just to have the opportunity to even go is so huge. When I look back on my life to be like, at 18 years old, I went to Scotland to go compete at the World Champs. It's so huge.
Senior Abigail Ferdinandus has been a bagpiper for 3 years. The Glasgow trip is one that students have been looking forward to for a year and a half, but they need financial help to pull it off.
With the pipe band's successes, we want to definitely go across the pond, and so we're looking to go to the World Pipe Band Championships in August, and this would be a first time for this pipe band, let alone just the opportunity of a public high school pipe and being able to do that and compete at such a level is just, it's amazing.
And so I was really, really excited to go into high school thinking I can maybe join the pipe band and be a piper. And me going to my first lessons with Jen and learning about all these new things is so interesting and so fascinating to me. I really enjoy it, and the program is amazing.
This will be the first time the band competes in the World Championships. Glendora's pipe band has 14 pipers and 13 drummers.
If you want to compete, this is where you want to compete, you know? Like, everybody knows this competition, and just like seeing, like hearing that, like, oh, I'm going to the World Pipe Band Championships in August, and it's just so, like, they're just like, wow, that's so cool, like, you know, I'm so happy for you and so excited.
If you'd like to support the band, you can visit GlendoraPipeBand.com. In Glendora, Josh Haskell, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
And if you have an idea for an All Good News story, go to the ABC 7 Facebook page and ask to join our All Good News group. You can share your ideas there.
There's growing concern not all states will meet their October 1st deadline to issue real ID compliant driver's licenses. Acting Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf says that he may request lawmakers to help with the process. Under the new policy, passengers will not be able to travel on domestic flights unless they have a real ID or a valid passport. California has been actively getting out the word about the deadline to encourage residents to apply for the real IDs with the DMV.
Stresses me out just thinking about that.
I know.
What a mess.
Get on it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us for Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock.
Before we go, we want to show you some of the amazing pictures posted by our team of eyewitnesses, and we invite you to share using the hashtag ABC7Eyewitness. And David Muir with World News Tonight is coming up next. Have a great night.
Good night.
Years ago, Donald Trump beat the Democratic establishment. And then he outlasted Democratic insiders in Washington on impeachment, despite his obvious crimes and corruption.
The president is guilty.
Now, if we don't do something different this time around, he'll win again. That's the hard truth. We simply can't afford to nominate another insider or an untested newcomer who doesn't have the experience to beat Trump on the economy. We need to think different. Tom Steyer is a progressive businessman who left his company and is using his time and money to beat big corporations and address climate change. He can expose Donald Trump as a fraud and failure on the economy.
He's running on the economy. He's running on the idea that Democrats can't grow an economy, are a bunch of socialists you can't afford to vote for. My job is to take on Mr. Trump and kick his ass on the economy.
I'm Tom Steyer, and I approve this message.
Tonight, the new and concerning turn involving the coronavirus here in the U.S. Tonight, the California patient testing positive with no apparent ties to China or anyone who traveled there. They are now trying to retrace this invisible line of transmission. Where did she get it here in the U.S.? Dozens of medical staff being asked to self-quarantine. And why did it take days for the woman to be tested for coronavirus? And reports tonight the White House has told health officials to stop speaking unless it goes through Vice President Mike Pence. And we asked Dr. Jen Ashley tonight who is being tested for coronavirus here in the U.S. Also breaking, the other toll tonight, the economy. The Dow plunging nearly 1,200 points today alone. The largest single-day point drop ever. The companies and the warnings tonight of zero profit growth this year, and we are live on Wall Street. The news just in tonight, 5 workers dead in that brewery rampage, and now word on the worker who was behind it, what authorities have just revealed. The major winter storm slamming parts of the Northeast tonight, dangerous winds, blinding snow, and now brutal cold moving in tonight. Rob Marciano timing this out. The developing scene in Houston tonight, drivers on top of cars waiting to be rescued. After a major water main break, the pipeline supplying up to half of the city's water. We are one-on-one with Joe Biden tonight. Does he need South Carolina to keep going? What he tells our correspondent. The driver slamming into a daycare as some children were napping. Several injuries. Authorities on the scene tonight. And could Tom Brady be leaving the New England Patriots? The new headline tonight.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night. And we begin tonight with that new and concerning case of the coronavirus here in the United States. A patient in California this time with no apparent ties to China or anyone who traveled there testing positive. Tonight, the hunt now for the source. How did she get it? And this new case raises troubling issues tonight. Why did it take 4 days to test the patient? and dozens of medical workers who cared for her are now being closely watched. California's Governor Gavin Newsom tonight saying his state is monitoring some 8,400 people who traveled to infected parts of the world, but that California has just 200 test kits. That woman lives in the same county where Americans are being quarantined after coming back from China, but again, they do not know how she got it. Now trying to retrace this invisible line of transmission. So we begin tonight with ABC's Will Carr in California.
Tonight, there's an intense search in California to find out if the novel coronavirus is spreading through this community. Authorities are trying to find everyone who came into contact with the Solano County woman after she tested positive.
They're contacting any individuals who might have been exposed and they're isolating them.
Tonight, her case is believed to be the first spread through her community. The problem, since she had not traveled to the hot zone and did not know anyone infected, even after being placed on a ventilator at a local hospital, she was not tested for 4 days after showing symptoms.
Do residents need to be wearing masks right now?
We do not believe so.
But experts say valuable time has been lost.
Every single delay in testing means potentially the virus could go to hundreds or thousands of more people.
At this point, authorities say there are no connections to nearby Travis Air Force Base, which has housed Americans under quarantine. But tonight, a new whistleblower complaint raising questions about the safety of those workers assigned to the quarantined Americans. The New York Times and Washington Post are reporting federal employees worked without proper training or protective